What do you think the impact of intertextuality and for the future?
Well, it's ongoing. I don't think
I
it's ever
know,
going to stop. I
I
mean,
know, isn't it?
it can never stop. It's
I
always
know.
going to be there, you know? Um, wow, I'm actually kind of, I don't know what to say. Yeah, it's just going to be ongoing, isn't it? Um, I think there will always be references. Maybe, you know, people will make references to, um, I don't know. Interesting one. I think people will definitely continue to make references maybe to the 80s or the 90s, or even in like 100 years time, people will still look back. I mean, do you remember that time when Madonna did the 1990s performance and she was dressed in like Edwardian clothes? Was it Edwardian or Georgian clothes? And she had these like big wig on and stuff, and she performed in the entire. That
Yes,
too
yeah.
was a, you know, a reference to, and
Reference,
she
yeah.
did Vogue, but she
Yeah,
lip synced it.
yeah,
But it wasn't like a hidden secret. Like, she was obviously lip syncing it.
yeah.
But yeah, it was all about, you know, the show and stuff. So yes, I think obviously that the intertextuality will forever continue. It will never stop. It will leave it's always left an impact. It will always leave an impact. We might be seeing traits of new artists, new singers, new people from the past that maybe we don't use right now. Maybe they will come up. Maybe someone else will search 300-400 years back, and maybe they'll be referenced in some way. You know, it's always being done anyways, but it will
Yeah,
continue to be done. You know,
yeah,
maybe there
yeah.
might be a reference more to modern day people. Maybe someone who's passed away now that we don't see as huge, but maybe in time they will represent something huge.
That is very
That will
powerful
always be
right there.
referenced.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
is extremely powerful, like what you just said there. And I think that's the power of creativity. And
Oh
just
yeah.
like, if you don't know, then you don't know. And I
Oh
feel
yeah.
like when people come together, obviously like ourselves right now, just having the conversation makes people aware. And I feel like awareness can go so far. And I feel like, obviously, just as you said as well, like with the future of intersexuality, it is ongoing because life is constantly evolving. Even with now, obviously, with quarantine and lockdown, like people
Yeah.
are, you know, they're going to be making films about this, or making a series about this, like later on in the future. So I feel like it's a you know, people take inspiration out of anything, and
Oh
obviously,
yeah.
you know, they make lemons out of lemonade, or make lemonade out of lemons.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah,
So yeah.
kind of thing. So yeah, I feel like with some people as well, like as we get older and as
Mhm.
the younger generation, as they get older, I just hope that they really appreciate the people who have sacrificed
A
a
lot.
lot of dedication and a lot of hard
Made it
work into the
easier and
art.
set pathways for other people.
Yes,
You
yes, I
know.
really hope that. I really hope that. In terms of that as well, just speaking on that, obviously, social media has such a huge impact now. Everything is on our phone, everything is digital, as we know right now, because
Yeah.
we're talking on Zoom.
100%.
So, like, you know, what do you think, you know, how that will have an impact on things in terms of like intersexuality?
I mean, I think it'll pretty much be the same, really, wouldn't you say? I mean, like, it will
Yeah.
always, like we said, it's ongoing and stuff, and we're, you know, I'm being repetitive now, but yeah, like, even social media wise, like, even if we see pictures or, you know, films or whatever, if it's just like, who knows, maybe, you know, like the way TikTok is being used now to make, like, you know, people do like miming or whatever it is, or references to something, and then make their own, turn their own arc or whatever it is. If that even makes sense.
No, it does.
But yeah, like, I just think, like, whether now that it's digital and stuff, like, people have more accessibility to things, for sure. People should be now more aware, because before, I suppose, like, if it's music channels or movies or whatever, you'd have to click on the channel, or you'd have to go rent the movie or buy the movie. But now it's literally at our fingertips.
Yeah.
Like, it's unavoidable. That's what
Yeah.
it is. It's unavoidable.
Yeah.
Like, everything is in our hands now.
Yeah.
And, you know, when I think about intersexuality as, like, you know, my thoughts and stuff, I think, like, the first person to help me see other artists was Gaga. Like when I first saw her, and I was one of those people who was like, what is that lightning bolt? Where does that come from? Where is the style from? And then I heard about Madonna, and then I heard about Bowie, and then I heard about Freddie Mercury, and then I heard about Grace Jones. And then when I started listening to those artists and paying attention to their message and what they had to say or their fashion or whatever, then from them I found other artists, and from them I found other artists and other artists and other artists. And here I am now in a web of artists everywhere. And that's just life. So I hope that for the future that people will continue to question and not just see things at face value, but also explore and question, wait, where is that coming from? What is the reference that to? For example, do you remember Ariana Grande's video to Thank You Next?
Thank You Next, yes.
And that is just so many references to Mean Girls and Legally
Bring It
Blonde.
On, yeah.
Right?
Legally Blonde, yes.
Exactly. Yes. And like to a younger generation who have not seen that,
yes,
like they would be like, what is that? Like they probably wouldn't even think anything of it.
Yeah.
They'd be like, oh yeah, she just made that up. But to our generation, we're aware and understand those references because we've been exposed to it and we were there, lived through those times, those movies and stuff. Yeah. But obviously they wouldn't. But my hope is that for the future, for the younger generation especially, is that they would like look back at these videos and like, where does that come from? Where is the reference to that? Like I want to watch that movie now just because she's done that movie or whatever, or that guy's done that show, or he's done it like this. Like that's the way I was. So I hope that that sort of thinking is constantly like in other people's heads too. That's what I hope.
Yeah. Even Ariana Grande, like I love her. Like she's literally like a guilty pleasure for me. Like I love her. I just think she's so dope. Like I just like even how she represents herself. Like obviously how she dresses, how she portrays herself. Thank You Next was like when I watched that, I was in awe. I was like, oh my gosh, Mean Girls. Oh my gosh, Bring It On, and Legally Blonde. Like I was like, wow.